I am up on the block with the number one person that means more to me than anything. I just cannot imagine playing this game without my ride or die, without my rock. How am I going to move forward this game without Clay? I could have stayed up there, I could have hung on longer, but I put my trust in someone and he broke it. I could have handled it any other week, but this one, this week. Clay! Clay, stop it! Stop it! Not now, Clay. I could have handled it any other week, but this one. This week. Why this week? Why? Can we all keep our voices down? I think 2 months without seeing his face, without having him with me in the Big Brother house, that's gonna be a long, long 2 months. Down! Sit! Clay, lay down! I'm gonna need you so much. Listen to me. Look at me. Look at me. Me and Clarence are still in the block together, and we could be losing each other this weekend. What can we do? What are y'all talking about?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Big Brother After Snark. I am one half of your hosting combination. My name is KC. And, once again, streaming live from our Rocky Mountain headquarters, Lacey, hello, how are you today?
Hello, doing great. Excited to talk about Big Brother.
Lots of big things have happened since the last time we joined you.
All the big things.
This should be a very fun-filled and compact show.
Let's get to it.
Alright, let's do it. Okay, the last time we did a show, let's see, you had James as an HOH, and you had Clay and Shelly on the block. James held the veto, and they hadn't even had the veto ceremony yet.
Yeah.
I think everybody showed up to it this week. I think we had a little deal where you thought he was not going to use the veto. I went against you just for the heck of it. I lost that bet. But I kind of figured I would.
We both knew what would happen.
Okay, so he didn't use the veto, and Clay and Shelly stayed on the block and let the fun begin. I mean, it went downhill from there.
Yeah, and it was every day, every hour, it was changing. Shelly's going, Clay's going, Shelly's going, Clay's going. It was so exciting! Now, okay, I know we had our hopes, I think, on the last episode of who we wanted to go. But by the time eviction came, who were you hoping was going to go?
Ultimately, I think I wanted Shelly to go.
Me too!
Okay, and I kind of flip-flopped on this, and I still don't know for sure what would have been the better deal. I think Clay was a little bit more of the hothead than what he had been portrayed on CBS up to that point, and for that reason, I think you would have seen a little bit more drama in the house if he had stayed. Shelly is just very closet evil.
Well, not to mention BB Scandal.
Oh, hashtag BB Scandal. Okay.
BB Scandal is what pushed me over the edge of wanting Clay to stay.
Now, that would have been really interesting, and it made me think of something that really hasn't been brought up yet, and I'll just put it out there. Okay, we've already talked about how we would not really be surprised if next year is the long-anticipated Big Brother All-Stars 2. And obviously, my number one, I hope this happens, I want the original Puppet Master the Doctor, Will Kirby. If he was brought back for another season of All-Stars, I would quite likely soil my hunting trousers with excitement. But after that...
Okay.
How great would it be if they brought back Meg and Shelley?
How great would that be? You mean
Shelley's still talking about vacationing to New York with Meg and having a great time together. I mean, can you imagine after the season's over and everybody's seen all the shows?
Yeah, that would be...
Bring those two back into the house together? Oh, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be fun. I'm not seeing that ever happening in a million years, but yeah.
Oh, I think it would. I really do. If they were both on the voting list, if they were both on the ballot... that's the first time I've done air quotes on this show, by the way.
And I do them so much.
I wish you'd stop.
It's bad.
No, I think if they were both on the ballot, everybody would realize that those two being in the house together could be some interesting drama.
It could be fun, however, I don't see either of them on the ballot.
Well, no, you never know.
You never know.
So, anyway, Clay got the boot.
Clay got the boot, and seriously, it was not decided until that day, until Thursday. It was up in the air, and it was so, you saw on the show, everybody was saying, Shelley needs to go, she's the one who's fighting to stay, so she's the one who needs to go, she's the one who wins competitions, and then Vanessa was doing her campaigning thing, and everyone was seeing straight through it, namely Jackie, was saying, you know, I can see right through her. She is saying that she wants Shelley to stay this week, so she's never going to target Shelley. And then I vote to evict Clay. Well,
we had been doing pretty good of not having the unanimous votes early in the season, and now we're back to the everybody has to vote for the same person. That has got to stop.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally see why that would happen this week, though, because
this would...
You find out who's going, and then you don't want the other person knowing you voted against them.
It would be understandable if it happened this week as an anomaly, but it happened this week just like it happens all the time. I still say, and I will hold to this, and I've been saying this for 2 or 3 years now, Big Brother should pay $5,000 to everybody who votes to evict the house guest that does not go home. And you will never see a unanimous vote again, and you will see a lot of surprise evictions.
Well, that would change the game. Interesting.
So, unanimous vote. Clay goes out the door.
Well, there was the fight.
There was the fight. That was just aired on Sunday.
Yeah, the fight preceding the eviction.
Yes, that was interesting.
Very interesting. And CBS did a pretty decent job of editing it together. They left out a bit of key points, which I saw on the live feeds recaps. Okay. I mean, they got the gist of it. But what was really interesting was, to me, the most interesting part of the fight was how no one in the house would believe Johnny Mac that he came up with that on his own. Even Clay, who he...
And right in front of him. It's like, oh, he's obviously lying, just to cover for you. And he's just sitting there.
Well, yeah, and Clay, Johnny Mac said to Clay all these things, you know, Vanessa is in Shelley's head, they're going to come after me. And then Clay was just like, I assumed that you were saying that because James told you. And he just went and told everybody James told him, and he wasn't purposely lying.
And I think he really did assume that.
He did. It was the whole thing was a misunderstanding.
Yeah. It was a hashtag BB misunderstanding.
So true. And Vanessa just blew... It was really a culmination of Vanessa blowing up her own game. People were already catching on to her, already over toast. Her antics. But that really did her in. So that was really fun to watch.
Yeah, that was pretty much the biggest blow-up in the house to date this year. And probably a bigger blow-up than anything that happened all of last season either. So...
I really liked how Johnny Mac was so honest through the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was fun, and even when he's standing in front of it, and it would have been so easy for him to lie. Yeah. When he's standing there, the only person saying that Johnny Mac said this was Clay, and Clay's on his way out the door. This was a key thing that CBS did not include in the edit. Shelley was saying, I believe Vanessa. What is going on, Clay? I believe in it. Like, and it turned into a fight between Clay and Shelly for a while. Yeah. So, yeah, Johnny Mac could have just so easily
maybe I sound stupid when I talk or something. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
Yeah, he could have so easily said, I never said that, you know, and they would have totally believed him and thought Clay was making up stories on his way out. So it was fun to see him be like, yeah, I said that.
It was the whole situation was very entertaining. One of the more entertaining episodes really that CBS has aired this year, I think, which is odd for a Sunday. Normally the Sunday shows are pretty pretty lackluster.
Not the most
so after Clay goes out the door, we had the HOH comp. Don't get that look on your face already. Your favorite. By the way, who doesn't love the conversation the Hitman had about Becky?
Honestly, I couldn't believe that Becky got hit by a train, and Becky looks good. She did.
Who knew?
She got hit by a train and looks good. Train to the face. She took a train to the face. It still looks good. I gotta say, Becky looks good.
Hashtag took a train to the face.
Yeah, hashtag train to the face. Who knew that Cody had such a thing for train-faced girls? I mean,
it's
if
a tough
Christine
chick.
had known that, she might have thrown herself under the train. It's possible. What was that?
Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. I'm fired from the soundboard. It's just, I'm done. So I can't. I'm not capable of doing this.
The whole Hitman package I thought was really annoying because they were acting like Cody and Derek were some masterminding team last year, and that Cody and Derek ran the house when Cody had absolutely no idea what was going on, and then Cody handed the game to Derek.
I completely disagreed with you about that the entire season, and I think I told you midway through the season that Cody played the best game last year, and that I thought Cody was going to win. And Cody almost won, but he did give the game away by booting Victoria out. Yeah,
I think that kind of proves my point.
But it doesn't matter because Cody's getting rich off modeling contracts now. he is.
Merman.
It's the truth.
Okay.
So, yeah, he gave the game away, but I thought Cody played the best game better than Derek.
Okay.
Derek benefited from stupid people, and Cody benefited from good gameplay.
Okay.
We'll agree to disagree. So, Becky wins at HOH. I thought James was in trouble when I first heard that. I thought James, because I figured, I know that Becky's been a rat for Clay and Shelly.
And she has wanted to run with the cool kids.
And so I thought Shelly was just going to drag her up to the HOH room, tell her how it was going to be. I thought James was going to go home, and I was a little bit upset because I like James.
Yeah.
Shockingly, that is not at all what's going on.
Yeah, so has this week been changing your opinion of Becky?
You know, not really, because it started to, and then you had the conversation with Vanessa. You saw where Vanessa started the Vanessa thing, where I'm going to make a final 2 deal with you, just like I have everybody else. Basically, I'm over exaggerating that, but that's basically what it amounted to. She goes into the HOH room to plant her seeds.
Yeah.
You go along with that, whether you agree with it or not. If you're going to blindside somebody and put them on the block, you just go along with it. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. You're such a strong player. I would love to have a deal with you. You know. But.
Yeah, it wasn't the best move for her because the veto hadn't been played yet. So she didn't know Vanessa was going to win the veto. So that's why it wasn't the smartest game move. However, I really liked the television because
it did make for good TV. I liked
how Becky handled her HOH. She announced to the group, this is who I'm putting up, this is who I'm backdooring, this is why I'm doing it, and this is what I'm doing. It was not what most of them have been doing with, like, at least trying to make it look like a consensus thing, or it really just being a consensus thing, like, who should I put up, what should I do? I really enjoyed that, actually, and it did kind of change my opinion of Becky. It was
different. I don't know if it was the smartest game move, though.
I felt like it was good different.
It was good different from our perspective. I'm just saying from I'm trying to win the game perspective. I think Becky's going to fall soon now.
Yeah, well, maybe so because of what happened in the house last night. I don't know if you're aware.
I am completely unaware of anything that happened last night.
Okay, we'll get to that. So she nominated... Who'd she nominate?
She nominated Steve and Shelley.
With the plans announced to everyone but Vanessa, Austin, and the twins, right?
Everybody except for them was aware of what the plans were.
That the plan was that Vito would be one, Steve would come down, and Vanessa would go up and out the back door. Then they did... let's see. They haven't shown Vito yet. Okay.
They haven't shown the Vito yet, but Steve won the Vito.
So we're in spoilers.
Welcome to spoiler territory. I am king.
So Steve won the veto. Steve, who was it Sunday's episode that he got a lot of screen time?
He did, more so than usual. Which, after Becky called him out, I mean, he kind of had to. I like how she finally won something and then wants to start calling out Steve for being somebody who doesn't do anything in the house.
She has won other things.
What, like a battle of the block? Because somebody else threw it?
I don't remember if she won a battle of the block or not.
I don't think she's won a veto, has she?
HOH before. She's won an HOH.
Becky?
This is her second HOH. Yes.
When did she win an HOH?
Was it... Oh, goodness. Was it... I don't remember.
I'll have to look into that because I must have forgotten all about that.
And I don't even remember if she stayed HOH.
Oh, she was one of 2 HOHs. Yeah, but she didn't keep her reign. Okay, yeah. Alright, so maybe she's won something before.
She's won a couple things, because remember they were calling her a competition beast, and she'd only won like a couple things. She'd probably be OB once or twice.
No, I digress. You're correct. You're slightly correct.
So she's won a few things.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, so since we're in spoiler territory now, so on the day they played Veto, is it Sunday, I think? So, not the day they played Veto.
The Veto ceremony was, I think, Monday. Today's Tuesday. I think it was yesterday evening.
Yesterday, yes. And so, before the Veto ceremony, they decided they were going to tell Austin before the Veto ceremony.
Okay, I did not know that.
Even though they were blindsiding Vanessa. So, they told Austin...
Bad move.
Well, he didn't tell Vanessa, so it was shocking. Fine. I mean... I guess since he didn't tell Vanessa, and he
can't keep his mouth shut about anything.
No, he can't. That's why they waited till the last minute. And really, I mean, not like it was going to be a huge deal if Vanessa found out before.
There's nothing she can do about
what difference does it make?
Keep the peace.
It was fun that she decided. I feel like partly she wanted it to be a blindside for TV, which I like that. I mean, I'm still not Team Becky, but. She got some points.
I think we're in a similar place about Becky. I look at her differently now. I can't say that I like her, and I don't agree with some of her game moves, but she's made for an interesting week.
So, yeah, I have to make it so I can't see myself.
Oh, I wish I could, but anyway, go on.
So... When she blindsided Vanessa, I think by the time it happened, Vanessa and maybe Julia were the only 2 people that didn't know it was coming.
Okay. But not Liz? Oh, yeah, because Austin would have told Liz.
Austin told Liz, yep.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting episode to watch. I can't wait for tomorrow night.
So excited to see that. So then Vanessa has been pitching her hissy fits.
Of course.
Hissy fits. I mean... Yelling, crying, accusing.
So,
guilt
the status
tripping.
quo is still in effect in the Big Brother house.
Yes. But, oh my, has she been ramping it up. So, last night, after things had settled down, like really late last night, Meg, James, and Jackie all had a conversation where they all flipped and decided they were going to evict Shelley.
I wondered if that was going to happen.
It's so annoying!
But it wouldn't be a bad move if you're in their position when you figure Vanessa has managed to put the biggest target on her head, but we can also knock off this second biggest target in the house. And then Vanessa has two options. Win competitions or go out the door. Literally for the rest of her stay in the house. It really wouldn't be a stupid game move.
Well, it's a good move for them. I mean, it's a good move for everybody but Becky, really.
Yeah.
And I hate to admit it because I really wanted to see Vanessa get backdoored, and so it's hard for me. But, yeah, for James, obviously, no-brainer.
Oh,
he wants Vanessa to go over
No, he wants Shelly to go.
I mean, I'm sorry. He wants Shelly to go over Vanessa.
Yeah, that would be best for James, which doesn't hurt my feelings, because I like James. I seem to be on a fairly lonely island, but I like James.
James has fans.
I'm looking for them. We're going to have meetings.
And for Meg, it really doesn't matter because Meg is sailing to Final 2. And Jackie, really, I mean, either way, she's in a bad spot.
Yeah.
She's in a bad spot with both of them because she can win comps and she's made no bones about what side she's on. And so...
Yeah, I can see James, Jackie making it maybe to Final 4 or 5, but that would be the absolute farthest.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if Vanessa, Shelly, Austin, Liz, or Julia win, they're putting up James and Jackie.
Yeah.
But so here's the thing. This is what I really am not happy about with seeing Shelly go potentially, and they didn't. They left it at, well, if we are for sure this is what we're going to do, we won't tell anybody until, like, Wednesday or Thursday. And then they're going to try to get Austin and the twins, tell them they're flipping.
Right.
Which they would totally be on board with keeping Vanessa. What's really sad for us with them keeping Vanessa is Vanessa would have a really good shot at winning because she's probably the best at competitions in the house. She and Shelly are the best at competitions in the house. I agree. And then Shelly would totally put up Becky and Johnny Mac. I mean, I'm sorry, Vanessa. Vanessa would put up Becky and Johnny Mac.
Why would she put up Johnny Mac?
Because that was the whole basis of the fight. That Johnny Mac was saying that Vanessa's in Shelly's head. He was calling out Vanessa's game.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't really factoring that into the mix. They've always kind of worked together
Vanessa,
up to this point. But yeah, you're probably right.
And Vanessa had been putting out Johnny Mac's name. In reality, she had. And Becky and Johnny Mac are seen as a pair in the house. I think more so than they actually are. But they're often, whispered about as a pair. So I think Becky and Johnny Mac are in big trouble. And which, of course, what concerns me is Johnny Mac being in trouble.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. By far my favorite player of the year.
Yeah, that's the biggest concern with Vanessa staying in the house.
The best thing to remember about Johnny Mac is that A, he's a shoo-in for America's favorite and the $25,000 prize at the end, and B, if there is another All-Stars, he'll be one of the top vote getters, so...
yeah, probably so. Anybody who wins America's favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still scratching my head over how Frank won America's favorite.
Yeah, I don't really get that. I was not a big Frank fan.
I'll never understand that because Dan. I mean, I don't understand how Dan did not win that, or Ian. Dan and Ian both were by far more popular.
I think there's enough people that were so appalled over Dan being as cutthroat as he is, which I have nothing but mad respect for that. But I think enough people were just like, "Oh, that's horrible." That's why he wasn't able to take home America's favorite for a second time.
And this is why only real fans should get to vote for America's favorite.
You'd think they would screen these people.
Yes, when you vote, you should have to call in and you should have to
show
pass
ID.
a test. Thank you. And you should have to pass a test before you can get into the voting.
Yeah, you should have to be able to read a Dr. Seuss book.
You should be able to pass a BB knowledge test, BB aptitude.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, anyways. So much has been going on
There's
in the
a
house.
lot. Let's address one other thing that I have scribbled out here on my little notepad. Twitter is aflutter, okay? With this rumor that you had briefly mentioned to me earlier in the week about James and America's player.
Yeah.
Do we want to touch on that real quick? I think...
It's so weird.
I think there's nothing to it. I think it's never going to come up again. I think the whole thing was some sort of misunderstanding. Or some sort of intentional Alison Grodner sleight of hand. You guys are looking over here, and that gets people talking about the show.
Yeah, like just messing with the feedsters. Yeah. So we've had a couple episodes since that happened, so yeah, most likely it's
Do you want to inform anybody that missed out on it what happened?
There was a diary room leak. Sorry. Hashtag air quotes. There was a diary room leak, and that went out to the feeds, which has happened historically, has happened at times. And it was James saying, "What, America's player?" And then you could hear production saying, "Congratulations."
Well, the cameras are focused on what's going on inside the house. That's what you're getting in the audio and the live feeds.
An audio leak, yep. So most likely it was either a setup to trick the feeds to get people talking, or there was something in there and James was joking about it, like he saw a piece of paper or an envelope and he said, "Oh, America's player," and they're like, "Yeah, congratulations." So either one of those must be what happened.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything more to it than those possibilities. So I think we're on the same page there.
Which I'm glad.
Yeah, I don't think we need any major America's player type twist.
I hate America's player. Hate it.
I don't mind it if it's like the way they did it in season 8, where just going in, it's just, okay, this one person is just going to do what he's told the whole season.
It ruined Eric Stein's game, and he could have been one of the greats. And it helped Dick and Danielle.
Well, yes and no.
Okay, I think it did, because America was having him campaign in a way that would help them.
So,
and he was really good.
Well, I mean, if he's that good, he'll come back on All Stars.
He's so forgotten, and I don't think he would have been, like, he was so overshadowed by Dick and Danielle. I can't stand Dick and Danielle, by the way.
I'm not fans of them personally, but I would not be upset about Evil Dick coming back into the house just because he does make things interesting.
You know that can't happen.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm fully aware of why he left last time.
So I can't stand either one of them on any level. I think they're gross, and I think if CBS hadn't thrown in twists to help them, they wouldn't have won, and they're icky. And I cannot stand Danielle.
If you want to be technical about it. They are icky.
Danielle, she's like the worst type of girl, I think.
Essay.
You know Dominic that she married, you know he was homeschooled.
Well, that's not surprising.
He was, yeah.
No, I did not know that. So, homeschool high five. Do you want to place any bets on what's going to happen this week?
Well, first, I just remembered something that I forget to mention every single week, and since I just remembered it, I want to go there. Is it just bothering me this year for some reason more than other years, or is it an unusual amount of people laying in bed under all the covers in 98% of the scenes that we see on Big Brother?
I'm not sure I follow you.
So you haven't noticed that? They're laying in bed under the covers. Every conversation, every scene, everything that happens, they're laying in bed under the covers.
Some of them.
Every day.
Some of the scenes, and the people do sleep. And the people are required to share beds because there aren't enough beds for everyone.
I'm not talking... No, have you not noticed that they're in bed under the covers constantly?
Well, when they're in bed, they're under the covers, and that's the best time to talk game.
Okay, I feel like it's been a lot this year, and usually you'll see a mixture of, like, they're talking out on the patio, they're talking in the kitchen, they're walking circles in the yard,
but they also talk when they're in bed under the covers. Every year.
Yes, but it has been so much this
I
year.
haven't noticed that.
So much.
I mean, I haven't really thought about it. And maybe if I went back and watched it again, I would see what you're saying. But I just haven't picked up on that. I mean, it happens, but
now.
It always happens.
They do nap a lot, because that's something the feedsters have always complained about, because they tend to stay up all night.
Right, which is good for the show.
And they nap a lot during the day. How is that good for the show?
That's good for After Dark.
Does After Dark even exist anymore?
Yeah, it's on that one channel that nobody's ever heard of.
Is it on, like, all night?
No, it's only on for 2 hours now.
Okay, so... And the house is filthy, like, it's covered in dirty dishes, and if you look around, there's dirty clothes.
You have some odd complaints
dishes.
this week.
Well, this is where I get distracted, because all the players say that the hardest part about the game is the mind, what's the word? It just is so mentally difficult. It's a mental struggle. It's hard being cut off from the real world. You start to go crazy. Right. Well, you ever have a day off where you're like, well, you have kids, so no. But sometimes you have a day off where you're like, today I'm going to stay in my pajamas and watch TV all day. You know, a rare treat. Exactly. By the end of the day, you're like, I feel depressed and nasty, and this was not fun. And then 2 or 3 years later, you try it again and feel the same way. This is how I am.
This is how I am, but I think it's unique to our family. I've had this discussion with other people. It is?
Really?
Yeah. I hate to stay in my pajamas and lay in bed and watch TV all day, but there are other people who derive great measures of joy from it. I don't get it.
Really?
Yeah. They like breakfast in bed, too, and that just bothers me to my core.
Well, these people, they're not even getting to watch TV. They're just laying in bed and staring at the ceiling or talking about
they're talking to each other about game, and that bothers you.
Not always. Okay, so I feel like the way to have a much stronger game, because the house does drive you crazy. We're seeing it happen to Vanessa. She is going crazy. Like, they're calling her the new Audrey. They're calling her the intelligent... Well, it's true, yes. But she's really going over the edge. They're calling her an intelligent version of Audrey.
Yes.
In the house, they're calling her that.
Which is a very, very, that's a good... That was Johnny Mac, actually, that said that.
Oh, yeah, it made the show.
And that was very perceptive of him.
Uh-huh, and they're regularly calling her... Oh, after the veto ceremony where she got put on the block, Meg, James, and Jackie all put on Audrey costumes, the blanket and the sunglasses, and sat in the have-not room. And they planned this before the veto, and then they executed it, and then Becky and somebody else, Johnny or Steve, came in and saw them, and they were all laughing together. Like,
did you say that was on After Dark?
I hope they... I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find that. That's awesome. I didn't even know that
it might have been on After Dark. I'm not sure.
I wonder if anybody else has ever done that.
Late. I don't think it would have been on After Dark because they did it like right after the ceremony.
Oh, after the ceremony.
The ceremony was yesterday.
I thought you had said it was on After Dark.
So I can envision if I went in the house, hopefully next year if they don't have all stars, I can see like it being, whoa, I don't have any work or any responsibilities. I can just sit around. I can see that being nice for 1, maybe 2 days, and then it would be like, okay, I would want to have a routine, clean up the kitchen. Like, I would want to do the dishes. I would want to have something to do. Right. Clean up the kitchen, pick up, make the beds, work out. It would... I don't understand why they're
I'm totally with you.
Doing this.
That's
and
probably
they're driving
easier
themselves
to say
crazy.
from out here, though.
I'm sure it is. Everything is. And there have been some players that have done that, though. Danielle, BB3 Danielle, and Chicken George. They both were, like, be on a schedule, clean. Like, Chicken George was just cleaning constantly.
He also wasn't 22 years old.
Right.
Most of the people that end up in the Big Brother house are not very mature.
Yeah, Shelly's my age.
Yes. Well, actually, she's a little younger than you. We both have
the same... No, we're both 33.
I thought you were 34.
I will be 34, but I've still got a while. My body's not quite that withered
got like
yet.
A couple of months. Your body is withered.
I have more than 3 months. Thank you very much. Anyway, what else have we not covered? This is something... I'm sorry, you go ahead. Do you have something?
Go ahead.
No, okay. This is something I've been meaning to bring up to you. So back to the Liz and Austin thing, and my continuing belief that Liz actually does like him. The scene CBS put into the episode, the kiss, the first kiss, because now they're making out on a regular basis.
Liz and Austin? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. So the first kiss where CBS showed it, he like leans in and steals the kiss and then, oh, I hate you. Okay. You can see that full unedited scene on YouTube. It's only 5.5 minutes long.
Here we go.
The way CBS portrayed it is not how it happened. And where they showed her complaining, like, oh, she was actually complaining, saying it was supposed to be special. Why didn't you kiss me under the covers? Why did you just kiss me in front of all the cameras? It wasn't special. That's what she was saying.
That is a hashtag BB scandal now, isn't it?
Yes, and also the kiss, he leaned in he took his time, he like grabbed her face slowly, leaned in very slowly, and he said, after she goes, and pushes him back, he says, what, you did it too, you kissed me back. She totally kissed him back. She totally could have pulled away. It was not, like, he was very slow about it, so...
you are gonna have to scrape me off the floor with a shovel.
Yeah.
Knock me over with a feather. I am dumbfounded by this.
Mm-hmm. Are you being sarcastic?
No, not at all.
So she's also there's talk about him shaving his beard off for her, which I really hope happens, because every time there's someone with a fuzzy face, I'm very, very curious about what their face actually looks like, and I always want them to shave it off. So I'm all, shave it off, shave it off.
That would be interesting.
And then, but there's other people in the house saying, Adam, what was it, BB13, Adam shaved his beard off and he looked terrible, so that might scare him enough.
I don't remember that.
What? Adam shaving his beard off? He came on with like a big rocker beard.
Uh-huh.
He was bald. You remember his beard?
I don't remember Adam.
He was the one that had a crush on Tori Spelling. He was a larger man, older. He loved bacon. And he thought he was like a rocker.
Yeah, I do remember Adam now. I don't think I remember him shaving his beard, though.
Yeah, he shaved his beard off, like, the last third of the show. And he did look really weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know if that was worth talking about, but I just did. So, anything else going on? I feel like there was so much more.
There's nothing else on my notes. We've covered all of my notes.
Okay, great. I didn't have any.
But we can get into this. What do you think will happen this week? Who's going home? Will it be Vanessa or will it be Shelley? Will it be Smelly Shelley?
First off, nobody's going home. Somebody's going to jury.
Thank you, Steve.
And whoever goes to jury is going to have a chance to come back. Let's not forget Julie's.
That's what we haven't covered yet. And we have a double eviction coming up on Thursday.
Yes! Oh, also, why the twins are not being targeted at all?
Not yet. It's
and
coming.
This is what I think is so weird. If you were going to target a couple on the final week before jury, why wasn't it the twins?
Well, because... I mean, I get what you're saying, but I think James has reason to believe... If you think you can get them both out, why not have them both in there if you think they'll both vote for you in the jury house? Like, if one of them makes it to the final two...
Okay, so James was HOH. He targeted Shelley and Clay because he felt like they were coming after him, which they were. But the twins are the puppets of Clay, Shelley, and Vanessa. And the twins, no matter what happens in the game, if they have a fight, if they don't, if somebody stabs somebody in the back, no matter what, blah, 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 they are a guaranteed vote for each other. You cannot say the same about anyone else in the house.
But so were Clay and Shelley.
Clay and Shelley... They were, but you can't say the same about them because they could have had a huge fight.
But it wasn't going to happen. Even if they'd had a huge fight, they were gonna be a vote for each other.
No, they could have had a huge fight and broken up, and he could have started to show him anything could have happened between them. What, Kevin? What? What, you think they're together for the rest of their lives?
No, not
now?
for the rest of their lives, but I mean, at least until they go to visit Meg together.
There's no way you could say that they have the same level of bond as the twins.
No, they don't have the same level of bond as the twins, but we're talking about a 3-month period in the Big Brother house, and who's going to vote for who.
So the twins have each other's guaranteed vote no matter what happens. Okay, I don't agree. But anyway, I think it's amazing that not only have they allowed the twins to go to jury together, but the twins are still not on the radar. Now, with the double eviction, that's what reminded me of it. I could totally see that being a moment when somebody decides to take a swipe at them.
That would not surprise me at all.
The only talk I've heard, though, about putting up the twins has been more than one person saying, I want to put up the twins and then backdoor Austin.
Which is not a bad move, because Austin is going to be a vote for either one of the twins. Even though he doesn't like Julia, I think he would be a vote for her. Right, because of Liz. Yeah, so even when people talk about putting the twins up, they're not even talking about targeting one of them. It's amazing. I'm amazed. I think that they should just be considered triplets at this point, with Austin just having the prettiest hairdo. So,
and the best beard bun.
Who do you think is going home this week?
Going to jury?
Yes, that's where you go at this point. You go to jury. Jury is their new home.
I still think Vanessa, just because even though they're kind of thinking Shelly last night, they've now had some sleep.
Yeah.
And Vanessa's going to continue to be really annoying in campaigning. She was already pulling herself out of the fit pitching mode and realizing that's not the best move, and she was putting herself more in, like, go around and be nice. She was already getting to that place. So probably the fit pitching will be knocked out now, but she's going to be gaming hard like usual, and I would assume that's going to work against her. So I would be more inclined to still think that Vanessa is going to leave.
I also think Vanessa is going to go home this week. Can I put it in the bank?
I also put it in the bank.
Put it in the bank.
Was that intentional?
No. No, it was not. And from now on, you're on the soundboard. I am not doing this anymore. Moving on. No, I give up. I seriously I give up.
It just keeps reminding me of Clay and Shelly. Bank cow, I buy the cow and you get the milk for free. I don't know. It just brings...
Okay.
I was gonna ask you about something else after you said that.
As long as it doesn't have anything to do with sound clips, ask away. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try to fix it. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna cut it out or anything.
Yeah, well, you can't cut it out. We gotta keep it real, Kevin. Hashtag keeping it real.
Deuces.
Will the hashtag trend ever end? Oh my gosh, there goes my coffee maker again.
No, it won't.
Is that trend gonna end?
It'll be replaced.
I don't know.
By something more obnoxious.
I don't know. It's been going on so long. I mean, at least people were doing that on Facebook when it didn't even link into Twitter. That was the worst. At least now it actually does go somewhere. Right. But still, please.
I join in the fun just to join in the fun.
I've been tempted, but I always resist.
Good for you.
I resist. Thank you. Okay. I can't think of what the other thing was, so are we done here?
I think we're done here. We've run well over our allotted time, but I mean, this was a big week. So
it was a big week.
I think that's all we have for today.
Okay.
Don't forget to use the hashtag BBAfterSnark. Look us up on Facebook, Big Brother After Snark. Like our videos, share our videos. Follow us, subscribe on YouTube. Big Brother After Snark. Should I say it again?
Say it again.
Like the show and pet the fish. Wrong arm. Tickle, tickle. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye.